Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. But today, I'm not the one doing the activating. I'm actually here at the Blue Ridge Parkway at the Folk Art Center, where I come a lot for a lot of my local activations. And I'm actually being joined by Brooks, KO4QCC. How's it going, Brooks?
Oh, doing well, doing well.
So, Brooks, it's a really special day for Brooks, because what are you doing today, Brooks?
My first CW activation.
That's right. That's right. He's doing his very first POTA CW activation. And I'm really looking forward to this. Brooks is not new to the channel. He has been on a couple of different videos. You did your first single sideband activation for Parks on the Air. What month was that last year?
That was in March.
March of last year,
Right
so
around a year.
exactly
Actually,
1 year ago.
I'm still using the same notebook, I can tell you. It was the 27th of March last year.
27th of March.
So yeah, just a couple days shy of exactly a year.
Brooks is wearing his lucky bandana. He's
Yeah.
using his lucky radio. He's got his lucky nail polish on even.
Yes.
The guy is like
Prepped.
stoked, prepped, and ready. And let me just say something about Brooks here, okay? You know, I remember when I did my first park activation in CW. I didn't tell you this, Brooks, but it was like right over there. It was here at the same site.
Gotcha.
And I did my first park activation. I had butterflies in my stomach, you know, and it was honestly like it was a little intimidating, but it was exciting at the same time.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Brooks, it's not enough that he is doing his first CW activation, but he actually encouraged me to do a recording of it.
Yeah. Didn't see why not.
And I mean, for a lot of people, that's intimidating enough as it is, having people watch over your shoulder.
Right.
But I'm really looking forward to it. Like, to me, I think that you're totally ready for it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So, Brooks, let me ask you really quickly. So, just for everybody else, how long have you been a ham now?
Going on 2 years. I got licensed for technician in June of 2021, and got general a month later.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty quick, actually. And how long have you been studying CW?
Just a little over a year from when I first started putting earnest effort into it.
I remember when we did that single sideband activation, you told me that you were already trying to start working on CW.
Oh, yeah.
And how long have you, or like not how long, but what have you been doing to study CW? Like, what methods have you been using?
There were sort of two main methods, and I would preach this to anybody that wants to learn CW. For the first while, I used a thing called Morse Machine. It's on lcwo.net, which is Learn CW Online. It's just a really interesting approach to teaching the characters. It'll fire them at you randomly, and you know, you'll hit them. I did it on my phone a lot when I was on break at work and stuff like that, but you'll hit the letters, and once you've got so much proficiency, I think the first two letters are K and M.
Yeah.
Once you've got so much proficiency, it'll add another character, and you'll be doing 3 and then 4, and I did that for ages.
That's fantastic.
Just to get the characters down. And once I knew the characters, I switched over. There's a guy on YouTube, his name's Kurt. It's a word that starts with a Z, Zogelman or something to that effect. He makes CW practice videos, essentially, where something will go in Morse code, and then a voice will say what it is, and then it'll do it again. So I've been listening to those in the car. I spend a lot of time in the car every day for months.
That's excellent.
Just not every time, because you know I love listening to music and stuff as well, but
yeah.
pretty much all the time.
Brooks is like me. He ferries around his kids like a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's my life, and that's the reason why I also have to squeeze in park activations, because I'm taking my kids to schools and to classes and stuff like that. But that's actually a good time, you know, to use that time to practice CW.
Yeah. I think it's worked very well for me.
And like, what have you been doing to get ready for today?
Sort of like if you were in college and cramming for an exam. Listen to a huge amount of CW. I listen to a lot on the radio, and I've made a fair handful of CW contacts already, so this won't be my first ever CW contact.
Right.
But and I had a goal to get at least one organic non-Parks on the Air QSO every day for the past week, and it didn't quite come off. It was a lot of times I spent a while calling CQ and just nobody ever came back to me. But I do think every day I at least made a Parks on the Air exchange with CW, and then just meditation, try to zen with it. Be ready for today.
That's about what you have to do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because you know, there's a lot you can do in terms of just practice, just getting your mind. And I always tell people to hunt, so you learn the exchanges really well, because it's very formulaic. Both POTA and SOTA are very formulaic, you know, with their exchanges. So that's a really good way to do it. Are you very nervous today?
I'm pretty nervous. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. I mean, I'm excited and I'm confident.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I still
It'd
get
be weird if you were.
even when somebody else is activating CW and I'm just hunting their park.
Yeah.
I still get butterflies just sending my call sign out there. So yeah, I'm nervous. But I think I'll make it through it.
So if it makes you feel any better or worse, we are having some of the worst propagation. My buddy Mike, K8RAT, who really follows propagation, he said we're having some of the worst propagation that he's seen in 5 years right now. Oh, so we are at the tail.
Somebody will hear me.
Yeah. It usually means, like, I always tell people, don't let that stop you from doing an activation. But sometimes, like, especially when you're at the end of some really horrible, unstable propagation, that the you know, you have like a really good, like there's good propagation at the back end of that. So like once the instability kind of goes away, sometimes the ionosphere is just kind of like really nicely charged and you can get a little boost from it. So today, likely it'll either be, you know, kind of slogging it out to get contacts, or it may be doing really well. Oh, and it could be really flaky where signals just are, you know, up and down in QSB. Well, we'll see. I haven't activated today. I did see someone on Twitter this morning that was activating around 6:30 a.m. And I mean, that's pretty early in the morning to be doing it, but they were struggling to make contacts this morning. So we'll see. But we got, let's talk about the gear here real quick before I forget. He is running a Xiegu or Xiegu X5105 into a MFJ 40-meter end-fed half-wave. This is the high-power version of the end-fed half-wave, which means probably the coil inside is just much bigger than the low-power version. And we've got it going up in this tree in kind of a sort of a inverted V shape. But I think it's really wise of him to bring the end-fed half-wave out today. This is not a day that I would normally try something like an AX1 antenna or something like that. You really do want to have a more efficient antenna system on the day when propagation's already against you anyway. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll turn off the camera, set things up here. Brooks is doing all of his own work, but since he logged for me last time, I'm going to log for him just on the side electronically so he doesn't have to transcribe these. Brooks tends to do what a lot of people do, and that he does all paper logs, then he gets home and he transcribes them and uploads them. So I'm just going to do this. It'll just take that step out for him today. Also, I'm going to be recording audio at the radio, so hopefully get some really good audio for this. And yeah, I'm ready to go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get set up. Okay, we are back, and I think I got this set up. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm writing here on the screen. I don't know. We do have the sun at our backs today, but we'll give this a go. And adjust the camera here just a little bit. Brooks did not schedule this because he wasn't exactly sure what time we would be hopping on here. So I'll go ahead and spot him and get him ready. And Brooks, what frequency are you on right now?
7.037.
Okay, 7037. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and start calling CQ POTA, I'll to hold your spot. We've only got one other person activating right now. Way.
Oh, come on now.
You had to try it one more time, yeah.
So much for that one.
That's okay. There we go. I think I got you spotted now. I'm trying to keep the shadows off this.
Yeah, right.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
You got it.
That?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, this is a pile up.
Uh-huh. Good people. That's what I had first.
Yeah, it is. You had it right the first time. A lot of help I am. So you want to confirm it with him now, but he did. That's right. You can send them your dits. That's great. That's great. Everybody's coming at you with bugs too.
I brought.
You're doing good. That was an R. Yeah, that's how you do it. Mm-hmm. You may have to do it again because of the band.
Right.
Try it one more time. It'll. That's not the same person, but I would stick with N5, and because I know that they sent an N5, so.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can go back to him. N4. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. There we go.
That's Jim. You're working POTA royalty here.
Ah. Oh, man. That is insanity.
So much for bad propagation.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's not the easiest call, too.
I know I heard an AS.
Yeah, I thought I did too. Try it one more time, Mitzi.
So, right here.
Just send a question mark.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay. You're doing great, man.
There we go. Yeah, they're in North Carolina too.
Mm-hmm. You now officially have activated the park
Oh,
with
nice.
10
Sweet.
contacts.
Excellent.
The rest of it's just icing on the cake.
I like icing. Come on now.
He is killing it. It's crazy. That's it. Yep. You got him. Oh. Sorry, it's the number that's wrong. That's what he's giving.
Oh God.
I wasn't looking at your sheet.
I was doing them backwards.
Yeah.
There we go.
I wasn't looking at your sheet at the time, so I've done this too. There we go. We've all done that.
Oh, man.
Oh, someone's trying to do it though. Just keep going, because that other person doesn't know what's going on.
Apparently not.
That's okay. Just let him finish off. I don't know if he knows that's you or not, though. I wonder if someone's on the same frequency. How could that possibly be? I think someone... This is not normal. So
Yeah,
just wait for this to end, and then just call CQ again as you, and then... I think this person just didn't hear you, and then they heard W4JL call, and so he jumped in and... So I would call W4JL back when he's...
That's him right there.
Yeah. Okay, just start calling CQ POTA again. As you. That's fine. That's Jay.
Cool.
He's a great guy. He's your 16th contact, by the way.
Oh, dang. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got him.
DC. Nice. Oops. Your copy's great. You're doing a great job. Got several from Kentucky.
Yeah. That. I'm trying not to talk too much while he's operating. They're just giving you the suffix.
Okay, that threw my brain for a
Yeah.
trip. Oh, come on now.
I would do what you did before and just send the W8 question mark. You got it.
That call sign sounds familiar.
You got it. Mm-hmm. You're doing a great job.
All right.
So a little weak.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
It was like a 229 or something.
Yeah, Tennessee's awfully close. That's probably the reason why.
We're jumping over them.
Yeah, I mean, just not optimal, but yeah.
I think I'm gonna switch bands. So call sign and then what, QSY?
Yeah, you may want to say 732 Ember.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I started talking to you. Yeah, you can certainly QSY if you want to.
Yeah. Just like to move on up the band.
I'd just say
40 forever.
or you can keep working. It doesn't really matter.
I think I'll see what I can find on 20.
Okay. So what you want to do is go ahead and move, and up to 20. That way you won't. You're doing a great job. You're doing a fantastic job. You're at 21 contacts right now, which is excellent. You've been copying like some of the. You've actually copied. So this is a really cool thing, and you would have had no idea. But you actually worked K8RAT, my buddy Mike, and Mike and actually you worked Eric, WD8RIF. These are two of my very best friends and Elmer's, and were the two people I made my first CW contact with.
Nice. That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that is really awesome.
And you've worked lots of other people here that are really, really, really good POTA ops.
Right.
So,
yeah, everybody seems to be very patient.
Yeah, it's, your first time, you're doing like an incredible job. I mean, like an incredible job. Some of the hardest calls to copy, you're copying better than some of the other. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like the ones I think I would have struggled with more, you're just like plowing right through. But it's, it is in a pilot situation it's way more difficult to copy calls than it is in a regular, way more.
Definitely.
But you're doing the right thing. You're just listening for, one letter or so,
Something I can throw a question mark
something you can grab onto. The one thing that I try to avoid when I'm doing it, this is just me, but like I try to avoid ever sending a K or a W, because those are the two most common, starting out. And so sometimes when you say K or W, you'll still get like 10 people calling. So I'll usually try to find any other letter than that, and I'll send it. And it's perfectly okay too, just to send another question mark. And you can do it again and again and again until you hear something, then go for it. Just remember, you're always in control of that. And you're doing a great job controlling the pileup too. I mean, you're doing it like a pro, just like you did with your first park activation and single sideband. You're doing it like you've been doing this a long time, so you're killing it. So I'll change I'll respot you once you find a free frequency and are ready. Now, one thing I would tell you, so I see you're on 14050. That's a fairly sort of, what would I call it? Like kind of a standard frequency, 14050. I usually try to go to like the odd frequencies, especially in CW, like 14052, 14053. And the reason why is 14050, there's a higher chance that that's like a calling frequency for something or a net.
I got you.
Yeah, because like nets will say, hey, let's meet on 050, and so they use like a standard frequency.
Right.
So just to avoid that, I mean, you have every right to be on that frequency,
sure.
But what'll happen sometimes is you'll get asked to move, like, hey, would you mind moving because I got this net or whatever, or people won't hear you and they'll just start up the net on top of you because they may be in a place where they just can't hear you. So yeah, that's a good one. 14057, that's a good frequency. This is great. These are things I'd never think about even saying normally. So, and viewers, I am sorry. I know that the sun's really bright and there's a lot of high contrast here, and you probably can't read the screen very well, but it's just the way it is today. Okay, you start calling and I'll spot you. reverse beacon networks. I couldn't quite hear them either. Just go ahead and start calling CQ again. That's okay. He sent you good luck. Just keep calling. Evidently 20 meters is in rougher shape than 40 meters is, which is fine.
Texas.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. You're doing an awesome job, man.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's cool.
That's a great call sign, isn't it?
Oklahoma. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. You're doing a great job. This is number 25.
Oh man, that's awesome.
You did a great job. Good signal. You're at a solid 25. That's
Yeah, I'm perfectly pleased so far.
You have killed it. You can tell the higher bands are just a little. Something else you could do is try 30 meters.
That's exactly
Yep.
what I was just about to say.
Because you'll be able to use the ATU to tune this to 30 meters. No problem at all for the X5105. You know what? I'm going to pause the video for a minute. I'm going to have to change batteries. Okay, we're back. I just changed the battery in the camera. Brooks, I think, tuned up 30 meters really quickly with the X5105. So he has a 40 meter in-fed half wave, which normally is only resonant on 40, 20, 10, maybe 15. But since he's got a killer ATU in the X5105, and that thing will really, it'll like tune anything to begin with, it's very easy for it to tune this on 30 meters. It's super easy for it. So he's tuned that up. I was just telling him right before I started the camera, it's cracking me up because he's got a solid 25 contacts right now, which is really good. The first time I did my activation here, it was in 2020. Parks on the Air was nowhere near as popular as it is now. In fact, it used to be that my buddies Mike and Eric, who are in here in the logbook today, I mean, we used to help each other out. Mike does a lot of hunting. Eric is a pretty active activator, very active activator as well. It has been much longer than I have, even in POTA. And we would always say, do you think we can get our 10 today? Because the propagation was really in the dumps during those days. And you would go out and you didn't know. And I came out here in workstations. I did not have a pile up, but I had pretty regular stations coming back, which was a way easier way to do your first activation. You're going into the activation today, and I was thinking to myself, conditions are really poor. So, maybe it'll be a little slower and steadier, be easier for your first activation. Nope, it started out as a pile up, stayed as a pile up the whole time on 40 meters. 20 meters is definitely being hurt right now because 20 meters should be way more active. And Mike and Eric have been reporting to me that 20 meters is pretty dead. So, but the people you worked, you had a solid contact with, like they were coming in with a strong signal report and everything.
So it's not totally dead.
And I'm hearing a lot of noise on 30 meters, which is, and 20 was noisy. And that happens, that QRN happens sometimes during these events. I mean, last night they were seeing Aurora, the Aurora Borealis, like in the northern states of the United States. I mean, yeah, which is really odd. That's how bad the geomagnetic thing's been disturbed, So, but I was just saying, it's so funny because, like, what was this last call you worked? Let me put my glasses on. KN5H. That one would have thrown me for a loop the first time I did my activation. That's a great call sign, actually. But the 5H would have gotten me. I would have thought, was that an H or was it an S?
Oh, yeah.
You, immediately logged as an H. You've done all of these others. There have been so many other longer call signs that you've worked perfectly the first time. And the one that you had, the 4 and the 9, I have done the same. I have done the same thing. In fact, I didn't look at your sheet. I was looking over here, and I've been messing on Twitter and stuff the whole time you've been doing this. I never get to do this during an activation. And I was working on Twitter. I wasn't looking, and I didn't even notice that you were sending a 9. But I was like, oh, you'll pick that up. And but that happens to me, and it with numbers, I don't know why, but numbers sometimes will get reversed in my head.
Yes.
Even to this day, sometimes it'll get me. Q's and Y's will sometimes get reversed. But man, you were just killing it. You're doing such a great job. So let's continue on. If you want to start calling on 30 meters, I'll get you situated here. Let's see. Yeah, you hear how loud the noise is. Yeah, that's just the band conditions today.
That's so loud.
It is loud today. You're getting a good. That's it. Oh, I wasn't listening. Ooh, that one's hard to copy. Great contact.
Copy that right?
N. No, it's N. N3.
Oh, I see.
Yep. It's okay. That's it.
First PA.
It is. It is.
That's 83, I think. Ooh, that's way down in there.
Yeah, the noise is so bad today. They're below the noise floor almost. Just try it again, and I mean, just. You got it. Mm-hmm.
Three now. Another PA.
It's your second one, yep.
Oh man.
Boy, that one's tough.
Man.
You may just
That's-
have to send it again. Yeah, it's a really difficult copy. The band is super noisy. I haven't heard the 30-meter band this noisy in a long time.
That's 7
Yeah,
noise floor right there.
yeah. That's what our son's doing to us right now.
Yes.
It's normally not that bad. Hmm.
KS4S.
Mm-hmm. You're now at 31.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're killing it. This is what a geomagnetic storm does to some of these bands. South Carolina, too. You're doing a great job with your copy.
Thank you.
Bicycles passing by. You had it. You did the right thing, though, going back and asking.
Next, I wasn't sure.
Indiana. That last one could have been a Z.
It is.
Ah. I think he's responsible.
Yep. He is. So another Florida station. There you go. Number 35 you just passed. These are some of the worst conditions I've heard in ages in 30 meters.
Crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Ah. You just have to send it again. I can.
Dang, I got the number backwards again. That is insane.
K8. So try K8 next time and see if that filters it out. Two people are at the same time. That's the reason it's going out.
That's so wild.
I know what the suffix is if you want it, but because I recognize the fist.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, don't spoil me yet.
No, I won't.
No.
You got it.
Yeah, got it that time.
That was not easy because you got a lot of things competing there.
That's it.
He's using a cootie.
Oh, nice. I've never tried one of those. That is one odd thing I've noticed about this radio.
What's that?
I can, if I bump the key, it's like the sensitivity goes away. And see?
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it just takes a, and it does it with my other key as well. So I don't think it's the key.
No.
Yeah,
that's really weird.
Weird behavior, but.
Huh.
How many contacts am I at?
You are at 36.
I'm gonna try to go for 40.
Okay. You got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Boy.
Sounds like somebody's car door pinging.
Oh, it is really. I've never heard the band this noisy before.
Yeah, this is.
We all do this.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say he messed up. He's 7 inches this far. No, just send KJ3A K3JAS. We got him.
JAS?
Yeah, JAS. Another Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Yep, you got him. Look, you're at 39. You just need one more. Yep, you got him.
$339. Ohio.
I'll have to go before terribly long. So. So you might need to call QRT. Yeah, that's perfect. Somebody's wanting to come in. It's up to you if you want to do it.
I'll take one more.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Just go. Yeah, you'll just have to turn it off.
There we go.
That's the only way I do it.
Oh, so
Brooks,
how many did I get?
you got 42.
Oh my gosh, that's double the total number of CW contacts I had made up to this point. Period.
This is incredible, man.
Oh my goodness.
How do you feel?
Oh, I'm
You kicked it,
I
man.
loved it. Yeah,
You
I mean,
just
I feel
kicked
great.
You kicked it. You were copying, like I said, you were copying some of the harder calls more easily than some of the other calls. I would, like
Right.
you were like plowing through those harder calls, and that's
This one right here, I remember, got me KB9BVN.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Well,
then I
there,
got it. So.
some of us, some for all of us, it's a little different. Some letter and number combinations are a little different, little harder to recognize. A lot of times, like 5s, H's, and S's,
Yes.
when they're together, can be a little, a little challenging. Sometimes V's, U's, and 4s, like when they're all together, those can be a little more challenging. But was it harder or easier than you thought it would be?
A lot easier. Actually.
Was it?
Yeah, a lot easier than I thought it would be. Just not much to it if you can copy the call signs.
You did.
I guess is the thing,
It is. That's the main thing, is being able to copy the call signs and also staying in control of the pilot, because you had a pilot. This was actually a really challenging first CW activation, because in 40 meters you had a pileup. 20 meters was kind of quiet and noisy. Well, I mean, it's quiet, meaning there weren't many stations coming in. It was a little noisier than normal, but you worked a few stations there. 30 meters was all noise.
Yes, that was.
And then when you had more than one station coming in, the receiver was just struggling to deal with that, because the noise floor was as high as the... I've never heard that much QRN on 30, but I'm not surprised. I've been getting reports when you hear the dings coming in. My buddies Mike and Eric were texting back and forth, and he's saying that, the geomagnetic storm right now and everything's just really kind of screwing up the bands, and the bands are not acting the way they normally do. Now, the really cool thing is you got to exercise your option to use the 30-meter band, which normally you can only do with digital modes other than CW. Single sideband, there is no 30 meters privileges for single sideband. So 30 meters is great, because on days when, say, 20 isn't doing very well, but 40 is doing pretty well, 30's,
kind of in between.
it could in between. So you can work stations like here from North Carolina, well, as you did, actually, out to into Pennsylvania, sometimes a little further north than that. out to, like I can even hit usually Missouri and down to like Mississippi, sometimes on 30 meters this time of day. 20 was just dead though. I mean, that thing that was pounded, but you still work.
That's all the contacts on 20. I just got 4 of them.
The stations you did work, worked well. So do you have any advice for other wannabe CW activators?
Probably the biggest thing would be just go do it.
Yeah.
Study until you can copy call signs. I clearly proved that the other operators are very patient.
Yeah.
A couple of them I had to send question marks 5 or 6 times, it seemed like. But yeah,
and
up, and go do it. It's a blast.
yeah, man, you did such a great job. And the only station I gave you the suffix of, I only did it because I heard that he was getting ready to just sign off, because I think he was getting frustrated that he was having a hard time sending his own call. And that sounds crazy, but you know what? I've been in the same position where I just can't even send my own calls some days.
I understand.
He is probably operating a little more slowly than normal, to kind of match your speed, and that can also kind of mess with your
especially
cadence.
if you're used to going quick and that's really kind of all you do. Slowing down, I could see really missing things.
And I can't remember if I put this on camera or not. It may have been when I was off camera, but I actually suggested to Brooks that he slow his speed down like 1 word per minute slower than he normally does. And that's just to kind of set that cadence so that when people come back to him, because they're usually going to come back to him a little faster than that, but they'll try to slow down. But I think that actually you'd have done just as well, going whatever speed you're comfortable with. You did such a great job, and you did all the right things for getting partial calls. You worked so many good people in the POTA network. I mean, so many really good activators and hunters in there. A lot of people I haven't seen before too in your list here. So yeah, it's great. Thanks so much for allowing us to kind of come along for the ride. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
This was fantastic. You did such a great job. Congratulations. And now this opens the door to all these really cool radios that you can take to the field, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Ton of them to look through.
There's always toys in that you can mess with in the POTA world and SOTA world. And maybe someday you and I can go do a SOTA activation
That'd be
too.
awesome.
And take our radios to one of the summits around here. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a different feel. It's a lot of fun to do as well, and I know you'll enjoy it. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining in today, and hope you have a great day. Take care of one another. Go out and don't stop. Just go do an activation, right?
Exactly.
And thank you again, Brooks. We really appreciate it.
Just I appreciate it.
Fantastic job.
Good. Thank you.
Take care, everybody, and 7 3s.
7-3.